Life is not easy. Doesn't care about your plans or your feeling. Life will hit you hard with challenges, failures, heartbreaks, and setbacks. But here's the truth. The power isn't in how hard life hits you. The power is in how hard you hit back. When life knocks you down, that's your moment to rise up stronger, fiercer, and more determined than ever. You have to understand that pain and struggle are part of the process. They are not signs to quit. They are signals to get up and fight harder. Every great success story is filled with moments where the person was hit hard, but instead of giving up, they hit back harder. They turn obstacles into opportunities and failures into fuel. So when life hits you hard, don't stay down. Don't make excuses. Don't settle for less. Hit back harder by grinding every single day, believing in yourself when no one else does, and pushing past the limits you thought you had. The comeback is always stronger than the setback. Remember, champions are made from the fight, not from comfort. So when life hits hard, stand tall, throw the hardest punch you got and show the world your strength. Because your breakthrough is just on the other side of the hardest hit. Resilience is your greatest weapon. It's not talent, not luck, not resources. It's the ability to get back up every single time life knocks you down. It's the unshakable mindset that said, so I will not quit. Life is full of unexpected punches, health issues, financial struggles, broken relationships, disappointments, failure. You can't always control what comes your way, but you can always control how you respond. And the strongest response you can have is resilience. Think about the greatest people in history. Leaders, athletes, entrepreneurs, survivors. None of them got through life without struggle. They didn't succeed because life was easier for them. They succeeded because they refused to stay down when life got tough. They were knocked down again and again, but each time they rose up stronger. That is the power of resilience. It is not about being perfect or fearless. It's about being relentless in the face of adversity. Resilience is forged in the 5 hard times. It's built when everything around you tells you to give up, but you decide to keep going anyway. It's when your dreams look impossible, when your bank account is empty, when the people around you stop believing, and you still show up, you still grind, you still fight. That's the true strength most people overlook. It's easy to be positive when everything is going well, but your real character shows when things are falling apart. There will be days when you question your worth, when you feel like the world is against you, when you feel like you've given everything and got nothing in return. Those are the moments that define you. Those are the moments when your resilience is tested and you have to make a choice. Will you fall under pressure or will you rise above it? Resilience is not about never feeling pain. It's about learning how to carry pain with power. It's about turning your wounds into wisdom. Every failure, every heartbreak, every setback teaches you something if you're willing to listen, if you're willing to endure the lesson, because growth doesn't come when life is easy. Growth comes when life is hard and you choose not to break. You might be in a season right now where nothing makes sense, where you feel like you're in a storm and there's no end in sight. That's when you have to dig deep. That's when resilience becomes your lifeline. You have to stop waiting for things to get easier and start getting stronger. You have to decide that no matter what comes your way, you will keep pushing forward. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need the will to get back up. That alone separates you from the majority. Most people give up when it gets hard. Most people run when they feel pressure, but not you. You are built for more. You are not average. You were made to endure. You were made to overcome. The road to success, to healing, to greatness is never straight. It's filled with obstacles, with distractions, with detours, and you will get knocked down. But resilience means you refuse to stay down. Resilience means you see every knockdown as temporary. You see every failure, you see every failure, you see every obstacle as a stepping stone. Understand this, you're not a victim of life's punches, you are a fighter. You are a warrior, and warriors don't run from the battle. They face it head on. They take the hit and keep swinging. That's the mindset you need. That's what will take you from where you are to where you want to be. It's not about comparing yourself to others. It's not about being perfect every day. It's about showing up, bruised, tired, discouraged, and still giving your best. That's resilience. That's what builds unbreakable confidence. Every time you get up, you prove to yourself that nothing can stop you, that no failure can define you, that no storm can break you. When you have resilience, you don't need motivation. You don't wait for perfect conditions. You create momentum through action. You understand that pain is part of the process. And instead of running from it, you embrace it. You let it shape you, mold you, transform you. Because you know that diamonds are made under pressure. And you, my friend, are a diamond in the making. There will be moments when you feel alone, when it feels like nobody understands what you're going through. But don't let that isolation weaken your spirit. Let it fuel your fire. Resilience is often built in silence. It's built in the dark, when nobody's watching. When you come out the other side, you'll shine so bright that nobody can ignore your light. Never forget this. Resilience is a choice. It's not something you're born with. It's something you build every day. Every time you choose to keep going. Every time you choose faith over fear. Every time you take another step when your legs feel like giving out. That is you becoming unstoppable. You are stronger than you think. You survived things you never thought you would. You've been through pain that should have broken you, but you're still here. That's not by accident. That's not weakness. That's resilience. And it's time you start owning that strength. So the next time life hits hard, and it will, remember who you are. Remember what you've overcome. And don't just take the hit. Hit back harder. Hit back with everything you got. Because you're not here to be average. You're here to be legendary. And legends are made through resilience. Pain and failure are fuel. They are not the end of the road. They are not signs that you should stop. They are not punishments or proof that you aren't good enough. They are part of the process. They are ingredients in the recipe of greatness. Everyone wants success, but few are willing to face the pain that comes with the journey. Few are willing to embrace the failures that are necessary to grow. But the truth is, if you want something great, you have to go through something tough. Failure hurts. There's no denying that. It can feel like a punch to your soul. You set out with hope and dreams, and when things don't work out, it shakes your confidence. But here's what you need to understand. Failure doesn't mean you're finished. It means you're learning. It means you're being molded into someone stronger, wiser, and more prepared. Every successful person you admire has failed more times than you've even tried. They didn't get there by avoiding pain. They got there by using it. Pain isn't your enemy, it's your teacher. It sharpens you. It shows you what needs to change. It forces you to grow. If you allow it, pain can become your power. It can push you to dig deeper, to work harder, to never settle. When you're in pain, you have a choice. You can let it break you, or you can let it build you. You can let it drain your energy, or you can let it ignite your fire. Pain is energy. It's emotion. It's intensity. And when you redirect it toward your goals, you become unstoppable. Think about your own life. Think about the moments that changed you. The moments that made you stronger, wiser, more focused. Chances are they were not easy moments. They were painful. You were disappointed, betrayed, defeated. But somehow you got through them. And now you carry a strength that can't be taught in the classroom. That strength came from pain. It came from falling and getting back up, from breaking and healing, from failing and trying again. When you fail, you get feedback. You learn what doesn't work. You learn where your weaknesses are. You learn who's really in your corner. Failure clears the noise. It humbles you. It strips away the ego and leaves behind only the truth. And if you're brave enough to face that truth, you will grow. You will adapt. You will come back stronger. That's why failure is fuel. It's the spark that lights the fire inside you. It's the pressure that forces you to evolve. Most people fear failure so much that they never take real risks. They play it safe. They stay in their comfort zone. But greatness doesn't live in comfort. It lives in the unknown. It lives in the struggle. If you want to succeed, you have to be willing to fail, and fail often, and fail often. You have to be willing to get it wrong before you get it right. And every time you fail, you have to remember that it's not a loss. It's a lesson. Pain is the same way. Pain is part of transformation. You don't grow muscles without tearing fibers. You don't build mental strength without enduring hardship. When you feel pain, don't run from it. Don't numb it. Don't pretend it's not there. Lean into it. Ask yourself what it's trying to teach you. Ask yourself how you can use it. That pain can either become a prison or a platform. It can trap you in fear, or it can launch you into a new level. You have to shift your mindset. Stop asking, "Oh, why is this happening to me?" And start asking, "What is this preparing me for?" That's how warriors think. That's how winners think. That's how winners think. They don't see failure as defeat. They stay there. They don't see pain as punishment. They see it as preparation. The pain you're feeling today might be building the strength you need tomorrow. The failure experience might be clearing the path to something greater. You will never hear a champion say, "I had it easy." You will hear them say, "I struggled, I suffered, I failed, but I kept going." That's the common thread. Persistence through pain, determination through failure. It's not the talent that makes them stand out. It's the mindset, the refusal to quit, the ability to turn pain into purpose, to turn failure into fuel. Some of the most beautiful creations in life come from brokenness. A diamond is formed under pressure. Gold is refined in fire. Strong people are built through adversity. If you're in pain right now, if you just failed, know that you are being refined. You are being shaped into someone capable of handling what you ask for. Don't curse the process. Trust it. Don't waste the pain. Use it. It doesn't mean you have to enjoy pain or seek failure. It means you recognize their value. You recognize that they are necessary companions on the journey to success. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. If you stay in the fight, if you keep moving forward, don't let failure define you. Let it refine you. Don't let pain break you. Let it build you. You're going to fall. That's guaranteed. But whether you stay down or rise again, that's your choice. And when you rise, don't just get back to where you were. Use what you learned to go further. Use the pain to power your progress. Let the failure fuel your focus. That's how you grow. That's how you level up. Your story isn't over because you failed. It's just getting started. The pain you're feeling isn't the end. It's the beginning of your next chapter. You have to believe that. You have to fight for that. Because the people who succeed are not the ones who never felt pain or never fail. They're the ones who refuse to let either one stop them. So take that pain, take that failure, and use it. Let it push you, not paralyze you. Let it drive you, not defeat you. Let it remind you of what you're capable of when your back is against the wall. Because when you learn how to turn pain and failure to fuel, there's nothing that can stop you. In life, you must embrace the storm. You must embrace the chaos, the confusion, the discomfort. Because the truth is, you don't grow in the calm, you grow in the storm. You don't discover your strength when everything is going your way. You find out who you really are when everything seems to be falling apart, when the odds are stacked against you, when you're tired, hurt, and frustrated, but you keep going anyway. That's when your character is revealed. That's when greatness is born. The storm is life's way of asking you, how bad do you want it? It's life's test. It separates the interested from the committed. Anyone can talk big when the sun is shining. Anyone can say they want to be successful. They want to be great when there's no resistance. But when the rain pours down, when the winds blow, when everything you built feels like it's crumbling, that's when the real ones rise. That's when those who are truly hungry show up and say, "Oh, this won't stop me. This will make me." See, the storm is a gift in disguise. It may not feel like one in the moment. It may feel like chaos. It may feel unfair, brutal, even impossible to overcome. But what you don't see in the storm is what it's doing for you, not to you. The storm is toughening you up. It's building your resilience. Building your resilience. It's shaking off your excuses and exposing the weak parts of your mindset so you can strengthen them. It's sculpting you into someone who can handle what you said you wanted. You can't just ask for greatness and expect it to be handed to you. You have to be shaped for it. And shaping hurts. It's uncomfortable. It's hard, but it's necessary. Think about a sword. Before it becomes something powerful, it has to go through intense heat, pressure, and hammering. Without that, it's just a piece of metal. But after the storm, after the fire becomes a weapon, the storm is your forge. It's where you're sharpened, where your limits are expanded, where your mind becomes unshakable. Most people avoid the storm. They run from it. They pray for it to pass. But the ones who grow, the ones who achieve something extraordinary, are the ones who walk straight into it and say, let's go. They know that the discomfort is temporary, but the growth is permanent. They know that every trial carries a treasure, but only for those bold enough to face it. When you embrace the storm, you stop complaining and start adapting. you stop feeling sorry for yourself and start preparing yourself. You stop seeing obstacles as reasons to quit and start seeing them as opportunities to grow. You stop asking, oh, why me? And start declaring, try me. That shift in perspective is everything. Because once your mind is ready, there's nothing the storm can do to break you. Understand this, storms don't last forever, but what you gain from them does. The lessons, the mindset, the toughness, that stays with you. It becomes a part of your DNA, becomes the foundation for the rest of your life. So when the next storm comes, well, you're ready. You're not shaking. You've been there. You've been tested. And you've already proven that you don't break, you build. Look at nature. The strongest trees are the ones that grew in high winds. Their roots are deep. They've been tested by seasons of struggle. That's what life wants for you, deep roots. Real strength, inner stability, but that only comes through resistance, through adversity, through facing the storm, not avoiding it. You have to stop wishing life were easier and start working on becoming stronger. Because if the storm is hitting you, it's because there's something inside you that's being called to the surface. There's another level of strength, another level of focus, another level of faith that you haven't tapped into yet. And the storm is there to bring it out of you. But here's the key. You can't just survive the storm. You have to grow through it. You have to use it. Don't just endure. Ask yourself in every painful moment, what am I learning? How is this shaping me? What new mindset is this demanding of me? When you start seeing the storm as training instead of torture, it stops being something to fear. It stops being something you welcome. It's easy to be positive when everything is good. It's easy to be focused when there's no distraction. But can you stay grounded in chaos? Can you stay disciplined when everything around you is unstable? That's what makes you different. That's what sets you apart. That's the level most people never reach because they never allow themselves to grow through the storm. You can't always control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. You can choose to let the storm make you bitter, or you can let it make you better. You can choose to retreat into comfort or rise into challenge. Every storm brings a choice. And with every choice, you shape your destiny. So next time you're in the storm, remind yourself, this is not the end. This is not a punishment. This is preparation. This is your opportunity to build something that no one can take from you. Inner strength, mental fortitude, emotional resilience. These are the traits that carry you when motivation fades, when people walk away, when circumstances get tough. These are the traits that build leaders, champions, warriors. If you want to be great, you can't run from the storm. You have to face it, fight through it, and grow beyond it. You have to let it reveal your grit, your commitment, your heart. And once you've been through the storm and refuse to fold, you become someone different, someone better, someone stronger than any excuse, any obstacle, any opposition. The storm is not your enemy. It's your environment for growth. So embrace it, face it, grow through it, and come out on the other side, not just alive, but evolved, unshaken, and unstoppable. When you're chasing a goal, when you're working towards something big, something meaningful, you got to understand that success doesn't come in a straight line. It doesn't show up when it's convenient. It doesn't happen just because you want it. You've got to fight for it. You got to keep showing up again and again, even when you don't see results, even when the world tells you to quit, even when your mind is screaming for comfort, for rest, for relief. You have to keep going. Consistency is not about motivation. It's about commitment. If you only show up when you feel like it, you'll never make it. Because there will be days when you feel like quitting. There will be days when nothing seems to go your way. There will be mornings you wake up and you're tired, drained, disappointed. But that's exactly when you need to show up the most. That's the moment that defines you. Not when everything is going great, but when everything is falling apart and you show up anyway. That's what separates the average from the elite, the successful from the stuck. Winners don't rely on feelings. They rely on discipline. They made a decision and they stick to it no matter what. That's what it takes. If you want to build something that lasts, something powerful, something meaningful, you have to show up when it's hard. You have to work when no one's watching. You have to push when you got every reason to stop. You don't have to be perfect. You don't even have to be the best, but you do have to be consistent. That means doing what needs to be done every single day. Not when it's easy, not when it's convenient, not when it's convenient, but especially when it's uncomfortable. That's when the real work begins. That's when the growth happens. People think success is about talent or luck. It's not. It's about showing up over and over again. It's about the small, consistent efforts that compound over time. It's about stacking wins, even if they're small. It's about making progress, inch by inch, day by day. Because those inches add up. That effort builds momentum. And momentum, once you have it, can change your life. But you only get that by staying the course, by grinding it out, even when no one claps for you, even when no one believes in you, even when you start to doubt yourself. You keep going. Because deep down, you know what you're working toward. You know the life you want. And you understand that every step, no matter how small, gets you closer. You have to fall in love with the process. You have to find pride in showing up. Not just in the outcome, not just in the big wins, but in the daily discipline, in the commitment, in the effort. That's where your power lies. That's what builds confidence. Confidence doesn't come from empty talk or hype. It comes from knowing that you've done the work, that you've honored your word, that you've kept going even when it was hard. Consistency builds identity. Every time you show up, you're casting a vote for the kind of person you want to be. And the more votes you cast, the more that identity sticks. You become someone who doesn't quit, someone who pushes through, someone who does what they said they would do. That's powerful, that's rare, and that's what makes you dangerous. In the best way possible, don't underestimate the power of showing up. It may not feel like much on day 1 or day 10 or even day 50, but day 100, day 300, that's when you see it. That's when others look at you and wonder how you did it, but you'll know the truth. You didn't do it with one big move. You did it with 1,000 small ones, 1 rep, 1 hour, 1 decision at a time. That's what makes consistency so difficult and so powerful, because it's quiet. It doesn't always bring immediate rewards. It doesn't get applause, but it's always working. It's always building something behind the scenes. And then one day, everything changes. People call it overnight success, but you know better. You earned it. You built it brick by brick because you never stopped showing up. And look, there will be setbacks. There will be failures. There will be times you fall off track. That's part of the journey, but consistency doesn't mean perfection. It means you get back up every time. It means you don't let a bad day become a bad week. You reset, you refocus, you recommit. That's what champions do. That's what winners do. You don't need to be motivated every day. You just need a reason strong enough to get you out of bed, a reason strong enough to keep you going when nothing makes sense. That reason becomes your fuel, your anchor, your why. And when your why is strong enough, you'll always find a way to keep going. The truth is, you're always building something, whether you realize it or not. You're either building strength or you're building excuses. You're either building momentum or you're building regret. Every choice, every action is a brick in your future. So ask yourself, what are you building today? Show up, do the work, stay consistent. That's how you win. Not in a day, not in a week, but over time, over effort, over thousands of small, quiet moments that no one sees, but that define everything. That's where greatness lives. In the grind, in the routine, in the daily decision to not give up. So don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait for the feeling. Don't wait for the applause. Start now. Stay with it. Build momentum. Let your consistency speak for you. Because in the end, it's not who works the hardest once. It's who keeps working long after the feeling is faded. It's who's still standing when the dust settles. Be that person. Stay the course. Show up and never stop. There's a powerful truth that many people overlook when life knocks them down. The pain you're feeling right now isn't here to break you. It's here to build you. Pain, failure, rejection, loss, these aren't signs that you should quit. They are signs that you're in the middle of the process. They're proof that you're in the arena, that you're fighting for something, that you're growing into the person you were meant to become. But here's the catch. Growth doesn't come wrapped in comfort. Growth shows up through adversity. It shows up when you feel like giving up but choose to stand anyway. When life hits hard, it hits with purpose. And while it may not feel like it in the moment, pain is one of life's greatest teachers. It strips away the fluff. It reveals who you really are. It introduces you to your limits, and then dares you to push past them. Pain forces you to choose. Stay down or rise up. Quit or keep moving. Surrender or fight. And in that choice, you find your power. Because pain will expose weakness, but it also invites strength. If you lean into it, if you refuse to back down, it can shape you into someone unshakable. There's something about being broken that makes you see life differently. It gives you perspective. You start to realize what really matters. You start to notice your resilience, your grit. You stop looking at challenges as obstacles and begin to see them as opportunity. That shift in mindset is everything. Because the moment you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this trying to teach me? You take control. You reclaim your narrative. You stop being a victim and start becoming a warrior. And the truth is, most people want to avoid pain at all costs. They run from discomfort. They dodge anything that makes them feel uncertain, unsteady, vulnerable. But the ones who grow, the ones who truly level up, they walk straight into it. Not because they enjoy the pain, but because they know what's on the other side. They understand that every setback holds a seed of transformation. That every scar tells a story of survival. Every time they get knocked down, a choice. Rise stronger or stay the same. Your pain has a purpose. It's preparing you, sharpening you, molding you. Think about it. Diamonds are formed under pressure. Steel is forged in fire, and so are you. It's not the easy times that build strength. It's the storms. It's the storms. It's the sleepless nights, the heartbreak, the doubt, the silence. The moments when no one is cheering you on and you have to be your own motivation. Those are the moments that define you, that elevate you, that shape your character. Pain is not a punishment. It's a process. It's the grind before the greatness, the struggle before the breakthrough. And if you can learn to embrace it, not fear it, you unlock a level of resilience most people never reach. That resilience becomes your armor. It becomes the part of you that doesn't flinch under pressure, that doesn't break under criticism, that doesn't crumble under chaos. Because you've already been through the fire. You've already felt the weight, and you chose to rise anyway. Let every hurt become fuel. Let every betrayal remind you of your worth. Let every no push you closer to your yes. That's how you turn pain into power. You don't ignore it. You don't suppress it. You harness it. You let it drive you. Let it remind you of what you're capable of surviving. Let it push you to work harder, train longer, focus deeper. Let it become the reason you don't quit, not the excuse you use to give up. Some of the greatest breakthroughs in life are born from the greatest pain. You lose someone, and you learn to cherish love. You fail at something big, and you learn how to build better. You hit rock bottom, and you realize how high you can climb. That contrast, that depth, it gives your journey meaning. It gives your success flavor. It makes your story worth telling. And here's the truth. No one wants to admit. Life is going to hurt you. It's going to break your heart sometimes. It's going to test your patience, your faith, your will. But you're not meant to avoid that pain. You're meant to overcome it, to use it, to let it transform you into a version of yourself that's more powerful, more focused, more determined than ever. When you look back on your life, you won't remember the easy days. You'll remember the battles you fought, the moments you stood back up, the nights you cried and kept going anyway. You'll remember the pain, but you'll also remember how it refined you, how it taught you who you really are, how it pushed you beyond your limits and helped you unlock your potential. So the next time life hits you hard, don't run, don't hide, don't numb it, face it, stand tall, feel it all. Because what you're feeling is real, but so is your strength. And that strength is forged through the fire. Every tear, every ache, every moment of uncertainty is shaping something inside you. It's turning you into someone who doesn't back down, someone who doesn't settle, someone who knows exactly what they're capable of because they've been tested. Let your pain push you toward your purpose. Let it sharpen your vision. Let it deepen your drive. Let it fuel your fire. Because one day that pain won't just be something you survive. It'll be the reason you thrive. It will be the moments you point back to and say, that's where everything changed. That's where I leveled up. That's where I became unbreakable. So embrace the struggle. Embrace the process. Embrace the process. Embrace the feels good, but because it's making you better. Because it's preparing you for what's next. Because it's turning you into someone who doesn't just survive life, but conquers it. And when the world sees your comeback, when they witness your rise, they'll wonder how you did it, but you'll know the truth. You didn't just survive the storm, you became it. Every journey eventually arrives at a moment of clarity, a moment when you realize that every hardship, every obstacle, every ounce of pain wasn't just a detour, but a deliberate part of your story. It's in this realization that you stop resenting the struggle and begin to honor it. You begin to look back, not with bitterness, but with gratitude. Because every time you were knocked down, every time you were tested, it was life giving you a gift in disguise, a gift of strength, a perspective of grit. And when you understand that, truly understand it, you stop wishing for easy days. You stop praying for a smooth road. Instead, you develop the courage to walk through fire, knowing that you'll come out the other side refined, not ruined. That fire didn't burn you, it built you. It exposed your scars, but it also revealed your soul. It tore you down, but only so you could rebuild with intention, with purpose, with a kind of power that doesn't shake in the face of adversity. You don't come to that level of strength by accident. You get there by facing pain, standing in it, refusing to run. You get there when you keep showing up long after the motivation fades, when you do the work even when no one is watching, when you keep fighting even when your back is against the wall. It's in the dark, silent moments, the ones that no one else sees, that the strongest parts of you are forged. When the world turns its back, when the cheers stop, when the results haven't arrived yet, that's when your true character is born. Because that's when the excuses get louder, the doubt creeps in, the pain intensifies, and that's where most people give up. That's the crossroad between average and extraordinary. And when you choose to keep going, to hit back even harder, that's when you separate yourself. That's when you start becoming the person who doesn't just survive life, but dominates it. You weren't created to merely exist. You weren't designed to coast, to float, to settle. You were made to rise, to lead, to live fully, deeply with urgency and purpose. But to get there, you have to confront the voice that tells you you're not enough. You have to silence the lies that say your past, your future. You have to reject the comfort of mediocrity and embrace the discomfort of growth. And growth, real growth, is not glamorous. It's messy, it's raw. It's painful. It requires sacrifice, discipline, and relentless consistency, but it also delivers transformation. Not just of your circumstance, but of your identity. You don't just gain results. You gain resilience. You gain vision. You gain vision. You gain a mindset that refuses to bow to circumstances, that refuses to accept defeat, that refuses to stay down. The truth is, life is always going to test you. There will always be another mountain, another setback, another challenge. But once you've been through the fire, once you've fought through the storms, you stop fearing what's ahead because you know what's within. You've seen your own strength. You've heard your own heartbeat in the silence of struggle. You've discovered that you are far more powerful than you ever imagined. And that kind of confidence doesn't come from comfort. It comes from confrontation. It comes from struggle, from choosing to fight again and again, when quitting would have been easier. That's where the power lives. That's where purpose is born. You've come too far to stop now. You've endured too much to retreat. You've built a foundation through your pain, and now it's time to build on it, to turn wounds into wisdom, to use every scar as a reminder that you didn't just make it through, you made it stronger. You're not who you were. You're not the same person who started this journey. You've evolved, you've expanded, you've grown. You stare fear in the face and move anyway. You've faced failure and risen from it. You've learned that you can bend but not break, that you can stumble but still rise, that you can fall 7 times and stand up 8. That's the spirit that wins. That's the mindset that conquers. That's what separates champions from the crowd. Because in the end, life isn't about never falling. It's about rising every single time you do. It's about choosing courage over comfort, strength over sorrow, purpose over pain. It's about becoming the version of yourself that only emerges through adversity. The you that doesn't flinch when life hits hard. The you that hits back harder. The you that turns trials into triumphs, breakdowns into breakthroughs, struggle into strength. That version of you doesn't live in excuses, doesn't dwell in the past, doesn't hide behind fear. That version of you stands tall, speaks truth, leads boldly. That version of you knows that you were made for more and refuses to settle for less. And maybe, just maybe, that's the entire point of pain. Maybe it's not here to destroy you, but to introduce you to you. The real you. The version you've been hiding behind comfort. The version that's been buried beneath fear. Maybe pain is the doorway. The proving ground. The process by which you evolve. By which you grow. By which you learn what you're truly capable of. Not just what you can do when things go right, but who you are when everything goes wrong. When nothing makes sense. When the pressure mounts, that's when the truth comes out. That's when the transformation happens. So don't fear the pain. Don't run from the pressure. Don't hide from the fight. Embrace it. Welcome it. Because every punch life throws at you is an opportunity to punch back. Harder, smarter, stronger. Life will test your limits, but only so you can find out you don't have any. Life will shake your foundation, but only so you can build one that's unbreakable. Life will try to silence you, but only so you can find your true voice. And when you find it, when you truly own it, there's nothing you can't face. No obstacle too big, no failure too final, no pain too permanent, because you become more than a survivor. You become a warrior, a force, a light, a leader. And when others see you rise, when they witness your strength, they won't just be inspired, they'll be reminded of what's possible for them too. Because you didn't just overcome, you became the example. The living proof that no matter how hard life hits, you can always hit back harder